Hi, it's Monday, daily update time. I'm going to answer some of your questions that I'm getting in rather frequently. And it's mainly all about like me being blind. So in regards to your first question, how much can I see and am I completely blind? I am legally blind. I am not completely blind. So I have noticed that most people can experience a blindness with my specific condition, which is the second question. My condition is retinitis pigmentosa. Most people's experience with that is very, very individual. So some people can see quite a bit, some people see a little, some people can barely see it all, some people have it come and go. Mine seems to be progressing rather rapidly, but it does kind of get a little bit better and then a lot worse, and then a little bit better and then a lot worse. But in terms of better, it only gets like a little bit more color for that one day, and then it seems to shift the next day back to what it was before. So a little bit of up and down going on there. But most percentage, I think like 90% of blind people can see something. That's the other question that I wanted to answer for you, is that people are asking how much can I see and am I completely blind? I am legally blind. I don't really know the numbers on that. My optometrist spouted it off, or my ophthalmologist rather, when I first got this diagnosis, but I don't really pay attention to stuff like that. So I have no idea in regards to am I nearsighted or farsighted. It's both with extreme astigmatism. And with this condition specifically, the cones and the rods in your eyes get worse over time. So most people's retina looks like kind of like most people's retina look, when you look at it with the ophthalmology equipment, looks like a veins everywhere, or it looks like a spider web kind of with or little tiny veins everywhere. Mine looks like sandpaper. So that's kind of just, mine looks very grainy, and all the little lines don't connect very well. So that's what my what he says it looks like. And when other people look at it, that's what they say it looks like. But I see kind of like, it looks like a black ring coming around the peripheral. I don't have peripheral vision at all. It's just black. I do see light when it comes in windows. I see it a lot, and it actually hurts my eyes quite a bit, and it feels like it burns them. It hurts. I get severe migraines from light, so I'm always turning down the light in my office, which I'm about to do right now because morning light is coming in and I'm already getting a headache. Everything is kind of like looking underwater is the best way I can describe it. I get a lot of flashes of color and light. I see three colors. I see red and blue and sometimes purple. That seems to be shifting. That is really the only colors that I see at this time. And I see it in flashes of stuff coming, in front of my vision. It kind of looks like fireworks is the best way I can describe it to you. The first time this started happening, I was actually in a grocery store and I was walking out to my car and I saw halos of light coming around my face from the center of my vision here and kind of just like going like that, right? And it just covered my whole vision and then just got wider and wider. And then it went away for a while and I thought, well, that was weird. And they called it something, so I went to the optometrist and he referred me to an ophthalmologist right away. And then that's when they found it. And then it just kind of kept coming back the next day and the next day and the next day. And it was those colors. It was the red and the purple and the blue. That was the color of that halo. So that's what I see, and I can see your shadow, particularly if light's coming in. I can see kind of an outline if light's coming in. If you stand in front of light, I can see your shadow and shape. I don't see any fine details. I don't see skin or eyes or facial expressions or the color of the clothes that you have on, unless it's red or blue. And purple is up and down, depending upon the shade of purple. Right now, and my ophthalmologist says it's going to shift, but right now, if I see something and you think it looks pink, to me it looks white or blurry white. If I see something that's like a pastel, it looks like blurry white, like light yellow, blurry white, any yellow for that matter, blurry white. Everything. I don't see green or shades of green like aquamarine or teal. Hopefully that answers your questions. So I know you have a lot of questions on how much I can see, but I can see just certain things that involve certain colors only. And it's very, 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 very blurry. Like again, if you open your eyes underwater with this black ring around everything, like that's coming in closer and closer. And I notice it a little bit closer today than it was yesterday. Yeah, I've got Channeling Eric coming up here in a few minutes, so I'm going to get going. I'm really excited about that. I still do all of my work normally because I've spent a lot of time learning and being trained to use voiceover commands on my phone. So I work on webinar like I normally do in my teachings and mentorships. And I read books via audio. I also do a fun thing with reading that I talked to you yesterday. This is one of my alchemy books, and I can tell because of the sticker, which is actually coming off, which books are what. I have stickers or red or blue labels because I can still see a little bit of red and blue. So, and just by the feel of things, you get things by the feel. If you have raised letters, you can feel it and things like that. And you can kind of, if our letters are raised, you can kind of guess it, you know. But I do an Edgar Casey thing when I read. I put it on my chest, and sometimes I can put it down in front of me thereafter and open it up and put my hand on a page and tell you what it's saying. And I just channel that telepathically. And I've been a telepathic channel and energetic channel since age 5. So that's not hard work, but it is a little bit draining. It's a little bit energetically draining to do that kind of work. But that is how I teach when I have to read from a book. I don't read from a book the rest of the time. I only read from a book when I'm teaching because otherwise my day will become exhausting if I have to Edgar Casey everything. And I say Edgar Casey because he did that too. And he is actually the person who taught me how to do that. When he started coming to me in spirit and giving me teachings about being medically intuitive and what to prescribe for people when they have certain ailments. He is a primary person who taught me all of my medical intuitive background. So he taught me his skill as well a long time ago. So I'm grateful to have that. And I'm grateful to have you. And thank you for still working with me and understanding that I can't see you in your way, but it doesn't mean that you need to be sad about it. It makes me sad when you're sad for me. Because then I'm like, oh, I feel bad that you're sad for me. And because I don't see in your way, but I have my own way of seeing, which is in my mind. And I see by feeling, like I can feel, it's unfortunate that I feel when people are judgmentally glaring at me. Or I can also feel when you're like really inspired by everything that I'm not scared to do. Yesterday, I went to Mount Zion for the first time with my friend Elizabeth and with my little one, Emmy, and we walked around the park. We didn't get to do any hiking. It wasn't the day for that. Not really that skilled yet, but we did go to the visitor center and the lodge, and we had some food at Thai Sapa, and that was funny because I was worried I was going to get curry all over me, you know, because it was like soupy curry. Do not eat liquid things when you're like just losing your vision. You'll get it everywhere. So that was a great day, and I had my first experience yesterday with being out at a large public place with a lot of people, and it was so overwhelming because, see, I already hear your thoughts and feel your emotions. So on top of that, my inner vision is amplified, my hearing is amplified, my sense of smell is on fire. You know, someone doesn't wear deodorant across the room, I get to be punished for that. You know, especially with like 3 teenagers, they're also smelly. Like, and now I really, really know exactly how smelly they are. So kitty litter box, if it's not cleaned on time, I know. So that's, hopefully that answers all your questions about how much I can see. And thank you for taking my work as an inspiration and taking my journey through this as an inspiration. I have a lot to teach you and share with you as my journey continues about how to see without seeing with your physical eyes and about how that affects clairvoyance. and about how to close your own eyes and learn to open your third eye by visualizing a different way. So that involves sound and clicking. There's like a clicking sound that you can make that reverberates back to you, sort of like echolocation. That's also something that I'm learning is echolocation. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes people say it's creepy that they can hear my voice in a way inside of their mind whenever I look at them. And some people say that it looks like I'm looking at them even though I'm not. But I can follow your voice and just look straight at your face. Not exactly in your eye, but very, very close. And that's how I do that. So hopefully this answered all of your questions. And thanks for being with me with my daily update. I'll be here on Channeling Eric in a few minutes. And I'll see you this week for another channeling and a class on patreon.com. If you want sessions with me, you can find me at PamelaAaralyn.com. You hear the vacuum in the background. I have wonderful housekeepers, and I'm so blessed, and they're helping me right now. So I'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Be blessed. Find the end button. This is the hard thing.
View stop recording video button.
Yep, that's it.